Human beings are searching for the personal experience of reality. They are seeking to come to understand themselves, to find a reason for their own existence.
And so you go round and round and round, ever chasing the illusion that there is something outside yourself, outside your here and now, to be attained that will make things better.
No guru, no method, no teacher, and no nothing else either.
Welcome, fellow Phoenixes. It's all too common in our culture to have an issue surface and then have it consume us. On my road to recovery, I have been taught to focus on solutions, not problems. All too often, we focus only on the issue at hand, not what we can do to overcome it. Today, let's focus on what is going right. And right now, I'd like to take a moment and focus on what we're grateful for today. Today, I'm grateful to be coming to the end of my 90 meetings in 90 days for recovery. That's my second one in my almost 600 days clean. I'm grateful to again be not smoking cigarettes. Grateful to have this new webcam to explore making money in different ways with psychic websites and stuff like that. And grateful that I feel a little bit better. I've been sick the past couple of days, which I'm sure you can hear. But yeah, let's get into today's topic. What is going right? And as a little precursor to this, I'm going to talk about some things that are upsetting me right now in my life, which seems counterintuitive to the episode, but then I'll parlay into other stuff. And hopefully this is some stuff that you can apply in your own life as well. So I've been having this issue with work where they're not respecting my schedule, and doing something like this and trying to schedule other things in my life is pretty difficult when work isn't scheduling me in a sensible way, and they're not giving me enough hours to sustain myself. And I had talked to them about I'd be willing to work more hours and work these certain days that they've scheduled me if they've given me more hours, but they haven't upheld their part of the bargain. And the other thing that's stressing me out about all this is like talking to my mom about it, and then her regurgitating this old line that she's always said, which just adds more tension to the whole situation. It's easier to find a job when you already have a job. I don't know, that may or may not be true, but one of the things that I think oftentimes people might forget is like where other people have been with stuff. And if I've always been getting high and I've always either pretty much walked out on jobs or blew up and got fired from jobs, and I'm trying to do the right thing, I have to really evaluate like what is my appropriate choice in this situation. Now I'm going to parlay or transition from like talking about what's upsetting me right now, because I really needed to discuss that for my own well-being at this point. Early on in recovery, there was a moment where I was focusing on one particular issue, and at that time it was relative to dating, and it was upsetting me very bad. But then there was this moment of like breakthrough gratitude where I started crying over the fact that I had so many things to be grateful for, and the only thing that like was really upsetting me was that one thing. So like holistically, if I look at what's going right, oftentimes there's a lot more going right in my life than there is going wrong. And I think that's true for anybody. Like, if we all look at our lives and we look at the problems that we might be facing, most of the time, there's only one instance of what's going wrong. And when we can cultivate on this level of gratitude for what we do have, it really minimizes the discomfort in our life. I'm just going to draw some cards for myself and kind of talk about what comes up on this as well. Because the concept of what's going right is pretty straightforward. If you're facing an issue, instead of being like, what could go wrong, what could go right? Like, what could go right if I stay in this job versus what could go right if I pretty much put my 2 weeks in and I move forward? What could go right if I make choices in my own best interest instead of the opposite? But anyhow, let's just pick a card like this. Okay. First card I got is from the Wildwood Tarot, and it is the Green Woman. What I get from this is like growth and love, and this still cauldron is like learning to calm and quiet the waters in my mind, which is largely what I need right now, is learning on that calm. I was so worked up this morning, and I can't do my Tai Chi in the regular place in my house because we're getting ready for a show. So we have a display table and all of our merchandise down in that area. So I had to do it up here before I prayed and meditated at my altar. And it's really changed my headspace with everything. I still have some like physical discomfort, but even just being able to take that time and connect with myself in that way is something that I had not been able to do for many years in my life. Let's look at the next card that comes up. I got Awakening. And that's also one of the things about this whole situation. Like, if I look at what's going right with it, I've made a lot of progress in this department. This is the first job that I've worked since I've been clean. And I've done pretty well with these issues that have come up. For many people to say you're not where you're supposed to be, or you should handle it differently. I'm doing the best that I can with the tools that I've been given and with the experiences I've had. And the thing about Awakening is this whole experience was an awakening to recognize that this is one of the underlying issues that I have not addressed, and looking at it deeper, and also an awakening to the fact that maybe I need to step outside of my comfort zone and look for other ways to make money, doing things that I enjoy, which is part of the reason that I have this new webcam and all this stuff. Let's go to another Wildwood Tarot card. Okay, this one here. It's the 10 of Bows, responsibility. And it's a gentleman carrying these 10 staves on his back as he climbs up a mountain. And that's kind of very fitting for where I'm at right now. Like, what is my responsibility in this situation? I mean, I definitely have to make money to move forward in life, to pay off my debt and to get in a good situation and to live eventually. At the same time, what is my responsibility to myself and my best interest? And is the dollar amount that I receive from that job, is it going to be worth continually upsetting myself, or do I have a responsibility to myself to change my thinking about that situation? I'm still determining that. And as far as what could go right, if I stay at the job, let's stay in that thing. I maintain my responsibility to make amends to workplaces, and I maintain my responsibility of starting to pay my own way and taking financial responsibility for myself. That's one of the things I'd say. It'd be very easy to just wash my hands of it because it's uncomfortable. A lot of growth for me has been uncomfortable. And it's also been some of the best stuff that's happened to me. Now we'll go to one more Mystic Art Medicine card. And we've gotten the gift. So I guess the gift, as it applies to focusing on what could go right, looking for that little bit of gold in this whole experience of this uncomfortableness. Okay, so I didn't pick up. I didn't get high. I was able to get through another one of my major things that has always led me to get high, the other one being issues with women. Although I did start smoking again, I put that back down and have a deeper understanding of what smoking does to me. And I also saw that it affects how much more quickly it affects me. The other element of the gift. Through this experience with work, like I mentioned previously, I've looked at other ways that I can make money doing what I like, and it's further dedicated me to my path of becoming self-sufficient in the capacity that I would like to be. I really think that I've hit on the topic of what is going right. And yeah, with that, I would like to say love and light. If you'd like to buy a reading or anything like that, I would do so soon. I'm going to be updating my prices on my website. I have a lot of work to do on monetizing my efforts in general. But yeah, love, light, respect, peace, and appreciation. Have a good day.
Something